Today we're here to talk about the future of AniTube, where it's headed with one of its biggest and brightest. And I'm sinking right into Broken Ronin. Shout out to Broken Ronin, man. How you doing, man?
Yo, what up, what up, what up? I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Appreciate y'all having me on here. It is a pleasure.
Thanks.
So when it's your third appearance on the pod, we gotta sing a song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tight shit.
That's real. What song y'all be bringing out for y'all guests?
Shout out my label. That's me. I'm in this bitch.
Okay. Invite me on the next one, bro. I'm trying to hear that one.
This is your third. But
okay, all right.
For the fourth, I'll bring another one on the fourth one.
All right, bet.
That's a little snippet. That's a snippet.
Into the nerd shit, man. We really at a crossroads in the community. Like, as someone who, like, you know, I know a lot of AniTubers. At one point, some people consider me an AniTuber. What's it called? Infrequent as hell, right? But like looking at the landscape, it's
as
like
hell.
in a what?
As hell. I just want to emphasize that.
Oh my god. Looking at the landscape, I think it's at a really like interesting position because like especially with like JJK ending, My Hero ending, that's the backbone for like a lot of channels. I know even you yourself, like. You've gone through stints where you're like really heavy into like making JJK content and being affiliated with that series. So like take us through like, you know, going through that shift as the series is coming to an end, like how that's really been, like either prepping your audience or the content or just like what's been your outlook on it.
So I'll say generally speaking, the shift has been one that I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all. It has been one that I've been like thinking about like pretty heavily for a while. When you have a series that you not only really like talking about, but also people like hearing you talk about as well, there's sort of this lack of motivation to stop. If I felt that I didn't like talking about JJK, despite all of my problems, that I've been pretty vocal about not liking certain aspects of it, whatever. The fact of the matter is that no matter what, it's always been fun to at least talk about. Negative, positive, neutral, it don't really matter. There's always been this ticking time clock when it comes to Gay and come to JJK. He's made it known for a long time. The series was not going to be a Dragon Ball, hell, not like a Naruto, Bleach, or One Piece in terms of length, right? He made that obvious. So there's always been this like looming timer. And I've been thinking about it a lot. And I feel like, I don't know, personally for me, I look at this as a really good opportunity to grow. It's kind of like I'm back in the wild, wild west. All bets are off. I could stick to keep making JJK content. I've gone on record saying, personally speaking, with the type of videos I like making, I could make JJK videos for another year without more content and be fine. But I don't want to do that. To challenge myself, to grow as a creator, all that stuff. And I feel like it ending has kind of been like almost like a little bit, giving me a little bit of like freedom in a weird sense. It's like now there's no weekly incentive to keep up with the machine of new chapter, new opinion, put it out. I've never been a chapter review guy. I don't hate people that are chapter review. Leakers is a different story, but I don't really hate chapter review. You know, get your opinions out. That's cool. I talk about chapters on a weekly basis in like more of a stream podcast setting. So, you know, I've been kind of like, I'll let some chapters stack up. I'll give my thoughts on a character. I'll do some power scaling. I'll do this. I'll do that. But having it be done, no new content, has kind of left me in a spot where I'm like, I feel almost like pushed to do different stuff that I've kind of been wanting to do, but I've always been incentivized by the numbers to not. So for someone like me personally, who's kind of always been grappling with those two feelings and desires, JJK being over is like going to be a really fun, kind of nerve-wracking, kind of daunting, but fun experience for me. Like I look forward to the things that I'll make and like how I'll evolve as a creator moving forward post JJK. And I think that for a lot of people, this will kind of get into what I imagine we want to talk about later, but I know people look at it as sort of like you built your channel off of one thing, you can't pivot out. And I felt that way too before. You know, you put out a video that's different, it does bad, kind of feels weird. You're like, damn, am I stuck? But I've seen enough examples, and we can get into it if you want, of people making that pivot way further into their niche than even someone like me. So I kind of have that hope and inspiration that like, hey man, if you're a 30K, 40K, 50K, bro, you don't know
early.
how early it is for you, bro. You can pivot the hell out of that niche, bro. You're completely fine. Even me at 100, 150K, right? It feels big because it's my size, but in the grand scheme of things, bro, it's still something you can pivot. It's still something you can work on. It's about your execution, and it's honestly about like being tenacious about it, bro. You just gotta grit and really get back to it, because it's not going to be as easy to come up with those banger ideas. You know, you don't have the things off the top of your head like you used to, at least for me. So it's a new experience, but it's one I kind of look forward to. It's one I'm accepting pretty well, all things considered.
That's the best
I mean, like,
answer, I believe.
yeah, that was a good answer. No, I feel like obviously with knowing before, okay, I'll drop this JJK vid, that's just gonna bang. Now it's like, okay, I'm sure you still have certain ideas, like, that'll do well. But yeah, like you said, like pivoting over time, even like you said, like you don't necessarily even have to stop entirely making JJK content. It could even be more of a gradual shift. You have so many different options you can do. And like the other beautiful thing with this, I think too, is that since JJK is actually ending, now it's like, okay, now there's people that are gonna be wanting the next thing. So like you can be the person that damn near starts a new wave or whatever. So you have that option to be like, okay, maybe people are gonna be wanting to see this. You try to see the trend, what's happening, and then boom, you hop on that, and then boom, you might even grow even bigger than you were before because now you're the first to do something, the first to do this, first to do that. So I think that's, like you said, kind of the beautiful thing about it is it's
Early
like
adopter,
so
boom,
opportunities,
for sure.
options. Because it's not even just JJK ending. It's My Hero just ended. It's all these other anime manga kind of coming to a close. A new era kind of coming together, and stuff like that. Ichiban, you seem upset over there, man. He just died.
Listening. I'm listening to you.
He just died.
Yeah.
He just died.
I just fucking.
Oh my god.
I'm listening to you go off on that, and at the same time, I'm just struggling with keeping my emotions in check because these motherfuckers are fucking coming out like cockroaches. Holy shit!
Oh my god, he's getting his ass beaten COD right now. Look, I definitely agree. I think as much as even like someone like me who I do a lot of research. Do I apply it all? No. Do I need to do a lot of research? Fuck no. But I do a lot of research into like channels just to like scope out the scene and whatnot. And as much as, there is the takeaway of like, oh shit, this person's identity is built on this. Oh shit, this person's fan base is built on this. There's, like you said, there's a freedom in like, not only is it like the decision to now make other videos, it's the fact that shit is over. That shit is done. Like there's no new content being made to be talked about, to be analyzed, at least with like the level of urgency that a new chapter has, that a new season is getting adapted fast. And then you're wondering like, oh, okay, well, where do I pick up from the manga? It doesn't matter. You can pick up at any point because that shit is over. Like you can do that shit now. And in terms of like moving on from that, or even incorporating it into other things, like I remember talking. I think I was talking to Augie on the timeline like a couple years ago about like the switch that I saw a lot of creators doing, not only in anime but in like gaming, in like movies and TV shows, to where instead of analyzing like specific series, you start grouping things together. And so, especially for a channel like yourself, or even shout out to people in the chat on live Twitch TV / the Flow Anime Podcast, Johnny, like he's really like. Johnny, RJ, they've really like hit their stride. I think especially once they start to talk about like overall concepts that they just love in like art, in just literature, in fiction, and they just happen to talk about a group of series that like have that similarity. And I think that right now, the best thing that I see like a lot of creators doing is like grouping JJK in with that if they are just trying to pivot like that. Or just like, hey, if you like JJK, no cap, you're gonna like Kagurabachi. If you like JJK, no cap, you're gonna like the edginess, or you're gonna like the art style in Gachi Kuda. And like things like that are cool, but like especially with you talking about like the freedom of it all, that gets me just as excited to watch like your future content and just to see like where that takes you in the future. And I hope that that's the mindset for like other people. Now for them for them chapter reviewers. For them niggas, I think it's a little bit more cooked. I'm not gonna lie.
So I want to speak to, first of all, shout out Johnny, because I was gonna mention him. He's one of the bigger inspirations for kind of where I want to take it an idea. I also want to say the incorporating of multiple series is something that you see it in power scaling a lot, right? You see like this character versus this character in different series. One thing I started doing a while ago, not even really realizing the power of it, is doing like cross series analysis with like two characters. So I talk about Gojo and Aizen. I talk about Gojo and
like
Kakashi.
Ichigo one too.
Ichigo and Yuji. That's one.
Yeah.
Yuji and Denji, right? Characters that have some vague overarching similarities, and I'm able to kill two birds with one stone. I'm talking about characters. A solo Chainsaw Man analysis, especially at the time, would not have done as well as grouping it with JJK, right? Yep. It's kind of that melding of interest, and I think that's going to be something that is really important moving forward. And honestly, it's one of those things. I think, despite you can feel, damn, everybody looks at you as this guy or this guy, whatever, right? But look at the skills that you've built becoming that person over time, and you got to think about how you can repurpose them, right? Because like, I will say this, like, yeah, sure, a lot of my platform built off JJK. That's completely fine. But I've also built up editing skills. I built up an audience. I built up like the ability to write and record and get better at that stuff. Like, you can't discount that hard work, because even if you're starting, like you have 100K, half of those people aren't watching. Cool. But you got 50,000 more motherfuckers riding behind you than you did at the beginning, right? That's not a reset. It feels like a walk back, but you got to look further back in that path, because that shit, like, you got an audience, you got people that care about what you have to say, and you have the skills and know how to kind of push that forward a little bit quicker, right? And I personally am looking to kind of go, not just into multi-manga, multi-anime, but the reason I had those, like, when we were messing around, the reason I had those books over here is because I've been trying to like really get into knowing a lot about, like you said, literature in general, right? I'd love to start talking about different things that I get into, because I've always been heavy on anime and manga, but that could also just be, damn, bro, you're not exposing yourself to enough good stuff outside of it, right? There's like, anime and manga is special to a lot of us, and that's dope, but it is just itself in the same way movies exist, books exist. It's just another form of art. Right. And I think like being able to expand that slowly but surely is an important thing. Now, you mentioned chapter reviewers. That one, like you said, tricky. It's tricky because they've specified not necessarily a series, but like a specific service, I think. Right.
Yeah.
When you get to like the leakers, when you get to those people, and I'll say this, right? They be raking in views, buddy.
Yes.
Like, I saw some people I be keeping my eye on, bro. I be looking at it, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm thinking, oh, just one leak. But I'm like, nah. But I think the thing is like, they're kind of providing a quick hit of dopamine, right? They're providing the service of getting you the bare bones chapter stuff as quickly as possible, as succinctly as possible, without any hiccups or whatever. Even then, not gonna lie, I've seen some of them make like analyses on JJK or whatever. And while I would say that the content itself is, still in its infancy, the fact that they can get tens of thousands or even just a couple thousand people interested shows that if they're interested in making that change, full stop, they can, right?
Yeah. And that's a part of it,
and that's what I think.
That's a part of it for sure. And even not even the leakers, because like usually I'm not tapped into chapter reviewers at all, just because like, nigga, I can read. Fuck. But like recently, the only one that like I've been tapped into, which I don't even think like he really applies to this at all, is Weeb Commander. And even with like the level of that he's built like his chapter review channel to, like, first off, he still be mixing some stuff in there. Like he had a One Piece like talking about the strongest gods thing like a couple weeks ago, 200K. Yeah. Crazy. Top 10 female leads ranked and explained, 40K. Like that's kind of crazy for someone who like you would assume that a majority of that 400K subs that he got is there just to hear him like recap their favorite manga every week.
And let me speak to that real quick, bro, because his main channel is called MCHammer, right?
Yeah.
MCHammer 23. Just Naruto and Boruto stuff. I will say this. I think that people, myself included, this is not just other people. This is something you got to tell yourself constantly. Bro, there are so many ways to get an audience. I know people that I have seen this motherfucker is a TikTok person first. He's TikTok homegrown, ground up, right? Bunch of followers said, I'm making a YouTube, they pay more. A percentage of them followed, and that you start a channel, you get to 50K, 100K, whatever, right? And it's not just him. I've seen multiple examples of this, right? There are multiple ways to grow an audience. There are multiple ways to go about doing something and speaking to something in a way that people are interested in. Because, it's not like his editing isn't revolution. This is no hate. It's just like his editing isn't revolutionary, right? It's not changing the game. He found a way to get attention on TikTok through a specific way, pivoted, leveraged that. And it's like, dude, if people can go from TikToks to YouTube videos, why do you think that with some elbow grease, you can't change them from being just JJK, just MHA, just this, just that, into being more interested in generally? Because there are going to be some non-zero people that will not be interested in whatever you're making. It's cool. It's whatever, right? But just like you are a multifaceted human being with multiple interests, most of the people watching your videos are too. You got to make it worth their while, though, to check out the shit you're interested in.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
even if it's not built on the personality. Person.
You can even transition into being built on a personality. Like we've seen people become streamers from even YouTube videos or whatever, like transition into that. Like a good example, like recently would be like Agent from when he was just doing 2K stuff, and then now he's transitioned into becoming like a full blown, just doing like whatever the fuck on stream, and everyone shows up for that. Like pivots like those, are doable. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time, but like it is possible. Having an audience, like Ronin said, helps, regardless. And I think a lot of people may kind of panic with that, but kind of from what I've seen, it's kind of like, if you know the game, you can't replicate it. You can't replicate certain things and apply that into using your other interests. Like you said earlier, like one thing that kind of stuck out was, okay, I've gotten better at this, I've gotten better at that, I've gotten better at this with editing. And like now you can apply that to other things, and it's not a restart. You just pivot out of it, and it may take longer. You may have to focus on the game. I think some people that when they panic or, they see a channel like that, they're like, oh shit, like what the fuck are you going to do? It's more like because maybe they're not as familiar with the game, they haven't learned it. Or some people even blow up by accident and don't really know why they blew up. Don't hit on them. Sometimes you just got to learn it and then you figure it out and pivot out of it like that. So, it really just depends on how much work you want to put in, how much you really want to, and knowing how to transition your audience into that new format. Cause I even saw, the video that kind of stuck out to me when I was just scrolling here was like the Homelander versus the JJK versus Jujutsu Kaisen's embarrassing, like 840K. Like clearly, you can pivot out of that into other things like that, because now maybe you can pivot more into the boys stuff. You see, okay, my audience likes the boys and JJK. Now I can move on to the boys, whatever, stuff like that. So even just those small things can really help.
Because it's a TV show, man. It's like it is almost as far away within art kind of discussions as you can get away from anime and manga, right? Shit, I talked about Percy Jackson versus JJK.
I seen that one too. Yeah,
it got like 400K, bro.
Yeah,
but no cap,
like,
it's not that far away. It's some nerd shit. Or niggas are nerds.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. I think the thing is, and it's something that applies because I haven't perfected the transition either, right? The thing is like people have multiple interests, man. You're not the only person on the planet that likes anime and manga and TV shows and books, brother. That's everybody that's watching your YouTube videos. The thing is, it's hard once you've gotten into once you've gotten into that kind of that easy street, it's hard to convince yourself that it's worth it to change it. And I get that. I understand that, right? People got bills to pay. You kind of get addicted to that clout shit. But if you want a good example of someone transitioning deep into their run, totally not Mark, bro. Dragon Ball all the way for like 700,000 subscribers, bro.
I am so
700,000 subscribers, bro. And then just on a dime, I'm gonna make a One Piece review. Shit pops, JoJo's, Bleach, all this. He's 700,000 people deep, and he might not have made a video that was not about Dragon Ball until then, bro.
And he's done it twice again in the past like 6 months. Because then you're right, he got into like, okay, people like me reading through this series for the first time. And the thing that I gave him credit for, literally like, what was it, 6 to 8 months ago, I was in our Discord talking with Urzi, a smaller AniTuber, and I was like, hey, the thing that like I think Totally Not Mark has perfected is the blending of like all three of the major niches in AniTube: reviews, recaps, and like analysis.
Just long long ass videos.
Yeah,
Like,
long ass videos too. So like the algorithm loves him, and he was doing it through like a story. The story being, oh, it's your blind read through of Mob Psycho. It's your blind review of Chainsaw Man. But also you're analyzing it, and also you're recapping it for us. So you're even like even someone who hasn't even watched it already can watch this. I know people did that with Bleach. I mean, not Bleach. Well, they probably did do it Bleach, but I think he did Berserk as well, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, Berserk was another one he did.
Yeah.
Bro,
So, but he
Naruto.
transitioned from that, and recently he dropped that shit, and then just did. He's doing like events, or not events, but like he's doing like conversational pieces. Like he did the big three shit, anime's biggest lie, where it's a big, what's it called, conversation, and he has an interview in there, and now he's doing a video game analysis.
300K,
Yeah.
10
That's what I was about
days.
to say, bro.
300K, 10 days.
On
Video
God
game
of
analysis.
War,
But
on a
here's the thing.
5-year-old game, 6-year-old game.
if he dropped, I guarantee you, if he dropped this video as the transition thing from Dragon Ball, it would have flopped. It wouldn't have done well because it's a process. People, and once again, myself included, I'm not putting this on other people. It's something, I'm only saying shit that I've personally experienced, right? People want to go from, you know me as this, now I'm this completely different. No, bro, you gotta ease them into it. You gotta convince them. You have to, here's the thing, right? The whole parasocial dynamic makes you think that your audience is like single-minded and that you, the creator, are single-minded, right? To them, you only have one interest or maybe a subset of interests, and to you, they only have that same subset of interest because that's all they're watching, right? You're gonna have to, almost like if you're getting to know somebody, you don't just dump everything you've ever thought of or heard onto the person at once and expect them to be receptive to it, right? You meet in the context of, yeah, I like this manga. You like this manga? Cool, talk about it a little bit. Hey, do you like this other battle shonen? Or do you like this other manga? Bet you do. What about this anime? Or, man, all right, what about this book, this video game, this whatever? Bro talked about The Last of Us, like an HBO TV show. Like, bro is just, and it's a, bro talked about a Hoyoverse game, Zenless Zero, or whatever, right?
Yep.
Like, bro
And
just
still pull
and the thing
70K
is,
on a fully sponsored video. Sponsored videos
fully
do
sponsored.
Shit.
Fully sponsored, bro. And the thing is, you gotta be, here's the thing too, bro. You gotta just be willing to like hold many L's that you were not comfortable holding before. Because you're doing something different. You're running it back, right? It's like New Game Plus, bro. Like, you're just, that's what it is. Like, okay, cool. Leveled up here. Bet. You have some of the tools, some of the skills, but you're gonna run those bosses back again, and they kicked your ass the first time. Maybe you'll do better this time, but they're still there. Those troubles are still there, and you got to lock in for it. You have to, or you're going to go the way of, and there are plenty of channels that just kind of try to stay the same. And in some cases it works, right? Some of it can come from like a genuine love of the game. If you want to think about someone who's stuck really holistically to their guns and its work, you can think of like Swag Kage, right?
Yeah,
Granted, hasn't uploaded in a minute, but he, for 10 years, a decade, Naruto guy. He could drop another Naruto video about a topic he may have made 5 years ago. I guarantee 300K views at least. It doesn't matter.
At minimum. I
He's
thought you were gonna
actually
say
done that too. He's like, oh,
I thought you were
updated.
gonna say
I updated
Tekken.
my thoughts. Like, yeah.
which is so crazy. And I'm sure if you go back and check mind you, I don't watch Swag. I think I've only watched like 2 of his videos ever. I'm sure if you go back and watch that first video, did he really change? Did he really change some thoughts? Or did
I don't know.
Did he really? Like you know, and it's cool.
Some updated opinions, I guess.
Yeah, and you can flesh it out. And honestly, like, I don't blame it, because like, if games can be remastered, if movies can be reshot, if lines can be redone, so can videos. Like, you know, it's fine.
Why not?
No, you're right. You're definitely
Especially
right,
if unless it's like a reload on some shit, re-upload. Excuse me. I thought you were gonna say Tekken in terms of just like sticking to your guns and whatnot. But
I don't watch Tekken, so I wouldn't be able to speak to him.
Yeah,
but
I just
is he a good example? Because like with Yeah, with Swag, I just use him because he's one of the rare examples of someone that sticks to their guns and still gets big views, right?
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that's the outlier. You do not aim to be the top 0.1%, my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not something that's going to work for a lot of people because you can also count on one hand the amount of Swag Kages for their respective niche, right? Yeah. Also, you got to consider Naruto's Naruto. You got 3 of those on the platform, really.
Yeah.
You got Naruto itself, Dragon Ball, One Piece, right? You really don't have any other series that has that much content to that much staying power. Even Bleach, to a lesser extent, right? It's like a tier below that, right? It's like, so unless you're cream of the crop Naruto creator, cream of the crop One Piece creator, cream of the crop Dragon Ball creator, you don't have the luxury of your series being something you can talk about for the next 10 years and make your money on. You just really can't. And it doesn't prompt you to change anyway, right? It's something that I genuinely encourage people like myself who do kind of have that hesitancy to plunge yourselves into, especially like if you're someone that does it full time, right? That shit gets a little bit more difficult. It gets more dicey, right? You got bills to pay, food to eat, you know, whatever. But if you're someone that's really doing it for the love of the game or a hobby, bro, now is the time to lock in and make sure that you don't. Why turn that hobby shit into something that's another obligation, right? Wow. Don't let those numbers that don't mean nothing to you stop you, right? I think that's important as well. That's an important distinction for how you would go.
Do y'all think a lot of channels will just latch themselves to the next biggest thing even after this? Because I can see a lot of people becoming a dandadan or a Sakamoto Days channel.
Yes. I'm going to say this right now. And it's a piece of advice. I genuinely mean this shit. Do not become a Sakamoto Days or dandadan channel. It's not. That's
not gonna last for too long either.
They're not gonna be that long, right? Sakamoto Days might be in its last arc. dandadan might be in the same boat, right? First off, just longevity. You'll be hopping to a new series in the next 2 years. You don't want that, right? Second of all, I could be wrong. I'd love to be wrong because I like both series a lot, right? Sakamoto Days is not the kind of manga you can make your main. You're not even your only bread and butter. You cannot be the Sakamoto Days guy. I don't see it in the future. The anime looks cool, but it's not going to blow. I don't think it's going to reach JJK, Demon Slayer, MHA, all that shit. It's not, right? Yeah. It's going to do, I think it's going to do well. I've had Sakamoto Days videos do well, but I'm not intending to be the Sakamoto Days guy. Just talk about the shit you like consistently, whatever, right? Same thing with dandadan. I think that'll have the popularity, but I don't think dandadan's a series that is going to be.
It's not everlasting
the
content.
One you latch onto, bro.
Yeah.
You make the videos you want to, analyze the characters, make the reviews, make the analyses. That's cool. But there's a certain X factor that I think people don't give credit to for series like JJK, for series like MHA, for series like One Piece, Naruto, whatever. Even think about Demon Slayer, bro. Mm-hmm. Do you really be seeing, and maybe I'm ignorant to it, do you really be seeing Demon Slayer content creators?
Not post 2020.
Like, I was going to say
like
that. Nah.
And it's because despite Demon Slayer's popularity, despite it still being like it's not much. You can analyze the characters, you make the review, but even when it was ongoing, there's not too much in the way of theory. There's certain elements that go into it that make for really good, easy content. And a lot of those don't have. I know it's the easy thing. If you're trying, and I don't even recommend being the blank guy, if you're transitioning out of JJK, I think you should use it as a lesson to try to diversify, at least have a couple of series, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're trying to, invest early, you're going to want to go with something earlier, like Kagurabachi, because it does have some of those more elements. I love the series. I'm not trying to aim to become the guy, but that's not going to stop. I love talking about that damn series, bro. That shit's kind of gas. Like I gotta lock into it. But I don't even recommend that. Right?
Oh,
you're not a fan?
I dropped it very, very early. I'm planning a reread. I'm planning to catch up pretty soon. Oh no, you want to start shit? Let's start shit.
Yeah, no. Very, very early is when Kagurabachi's at its weakest. So
I thought that shit looked ugly. I thought it felt ugly. what's it called? I found like some of the retread of like facial reactions. It wasn't. It just it wasn't cute, right? Like I get it. You know, you gotta get this shit out in a week. I thought that shit was weak. For like the first 20 chapters. So I just didn't see the hype like very early. But if it's not only does it get better, but also I just might have been a cynical asshole at the time, to be honest with you.
I mean, I feel it, bro.
It made it to the year mark, so I'm gonna give it its respect. But I definitely feel you in terms of just like you're not gonna fall into a series that just has that much depth or content to be made. Like even Fern, as big as Fern is, as great as Fern is, there's like one channel that I know of that's really been able to capitalize off of just like analyzing Fern. And even he's sprinkled in like the Demon Slayer thing or comparing or mixing in Fern with this other with Apothecary Diaries or this other anime to talk about. Like just it itself, it has a lot of things to praise. Once you're done with the praise, like what's the theory crafting looking like? The only things that I see that have that depth right now is like Oshino Ko, I guess, and that is like a completely different sphere from like what a lot of people are like gonna watch on a weekly or monthly basis. Either like Oshino Ko, Kagurabachi, because it's still like pretty early and has a long way to go and has a lot to fill out with its world and characters and whatnot. And then like maybe Blue Lock.
Blue Lock's one I fucking love Blue Lock, but it's also one of those things where here's the thing, right? These series are special for a reason. You're not going to find a diamond in the rough every time a series ends. That don't even make sense, right? It like, bro, I actually, the day One Piece ends, bro, you're going to see a market shift. That shit's going to be totally
it's
different.
Gonna crash.
You just put an economy out of business, right?
Yes.
Literally.
But like it's one of those things to where, bro, you're not going to get a JJK every cycle. It just doesn't, it's not going to line up that perfectly, right? You need to get an anime that does well. You need to get a series that has enough meat on the bones and favor within the community. You need to get something that you are competent enough to talk about, something that people aren't already oversaturating. And all these things have to line up basically at the perfect time for you to have a series that you can bank your career on, if you want to call it that, right?
Yeah.
That shit don't come around that often. It just doesn't. Like, and there are plenty of really good series, but there are limitations. There are things like that. You can even take something that has like, unless I'll say this, unless you're someone that is capable of getting water from stone. Because I know there is a, what is it, Grand Line Review or New World Review. New World Review, right? Makes Hunter x Hunter content, right? Regularly, as far as I can understand.
Man, and that is a well that has dried so many
times.
Here's the
thing. You check the numbers, the well don't look that dry.
I'm about to say, I'd be surprised.
But in terms of pure content, you are trying to wring water from sand, man. Like it is, and some people can do that. Some people can get into that, right? But you're gonna, bro, what you're lacking in content, you have to make up for in creativity or just motion. Like it's just one of those, bro.
He got both, low key. I ain't gonna lie.
You got to.
Well, like 250 per? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
That's so crazy, man.
Lowest of it, I'm looking at like a 170 on a 500K channel that's uploading like every 2-3 days.
Bro, Berserk can't do
fucking Hunter content, bro. Like,
that's what, bro? in the year of our Lord 2024. First off, shout out to New World Review. Any of the creators that like I name, like it's not hate.
Respect.
This is live analysis. To be honest, this is just a live nerd out session on like all of AniTube. It is just insane, like when you realize like how many people want different things that like you would never cross your minds. Like, man, maybe a Hunter x Hunter video would bang right now. The manga's been on hiatus for years. The anime, there's no anime. There's no real anime announcement. That shit's over to a lot of different niggas. 250K per. Like, you just wouldn't think of it until you see it. And it's great. And it's also, like, unbelievable. And I think
this is something I want to speak on that I kind of want to transition into. And I think, it'll help transition into a potential layup I'm going to give Ichiban foresight in the future. So, yeah, I think one thing that has kind of really stuck out to me with this conversation has kind of come to mind here that kind of ties into with the ending of an era per se. I think that there's a decent chance we may not get anime like that in the future to anywhere near the degree that we have in the past, because a lot of these manga, a lot of these anime are becoming a lot shorter and are becoming more like, okay, we're going to get through this. We're going to get to the point. We're not going to drag this shit on like you've seen with the One Pieces, the Narutos, the Bleaches, the Dragon Balls, even the Hunter x Hunters, for example. We're not going to drag these on as long. I think probably the last era of that was the era coming to an end with your JJKs, your My Heroes. And even those are shorter. I think it will progressively move in the direction of shorter series. And I think that is going to really play a role in having to diversify the content, because you're not going to have series that you can really be the mainstay for long enough to make it a career, like Ronin said. Like, I think like your JJKs, your My Heroes are going to be kind of the last era of that. And even then, who knows how long JJK content is really going to last past the ending? We don't know. I mean, I know Ronin said he can make it for a year. I think a year is very doable, possibly even more than that. We don't know though, right? So like, however long that's going to last, I don't think it'll last as long as, your Naruto content with the Swag Kage, your Hunter x Hunter content, even with, and then we're reviewing Dragon Ball content like we've seen with many multitude of creators, One Piece, whatever. Right. So I don't think it's going to last as long. And now we're going to continue to get shorter, which is really going to create kind of a new era where it's like, okay, you kind of have to diversify more. You kind of have to do more than just be that one guy that's doing that one content, unless you're going to fucking bring the rag dry again, go get the sand and get the water out the sand for another One Piece channel, another Dragon Ball channel, another Naruto channel. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're trying to do at that point. You're competing with so many people. And that kind of brings me to like, what is next? And I guess I wanted to, the foresight thing. I was going to ask each about like, what would he, think, or like, what would he kind of want to see next from, anime content as a whole, or like just not even content, but like, what does he foresee being the next things that are going to kind of, be on the scene and kind of create that, next thing type shit.
I'm glad you asked. I already had one in mind, to be honest.
Okay.
Fair. I was just patiently waiting. Yeah, I like to. Damn. I like that I can sit back and just let y'all talk. I like that.
This is bullshit. By the way.
Bullshit. Yeah, man. I'm glad you can sit back and listen to us talk, man. That's
that's the essence of it, right? Is that not what we do? Like, the fuck?
Nah, we listen and we talk.
I'm just watching. I'm just
let
living in the
Let
moment.
me rephrase the question.
I fucking died, Cardiac. God damn it!
Not everything deserves a reaction.
Right. Man United at its finest.
Shout out to SM101, man. First time chatter. Man United fan at its finest. Not a single thing to say. Not a single thing on his mind. Okay. Manchester United fans, everybody. Give it a round of applause.
Because Cardiac.
Round of applause.
River, get off his dick for like 2 seconds, bro. Holy. Anyways, before Caleb K 300K Cardiac, it just rudely interrupted me. All right. Look at it. Look, he's already trying to boot me. Get the fuck out of here, Cardiac.
Not trying to. It will be done.
You see, let him go.
There we go. Oh my God. I just have to showcase my power. I'm pressing show. I'm trying. The bit is over.
Imagine he's gonna forget what he was gonna say, and then, oh my gosh, bro.
Cardiac, I'm gonna find out where you live.
We know where he lives. That's the thing.
I'm about to say I don't really hide it, which is the scary part. But
I'm gonna come through that window right there.
There is a window right here. The soccer ball gotta come in first.
All right.
Pulling up in Pasadena. Pasadena.
No way, that's how you pronounce that.
Nah,
No way.
That's actually crazy, bro.
No way.
Like, you
No way.
might need to open a book right now. I'm not
No
gonna lie.
way.
That's
my
crazy.
fault,
No
man. I
way.
got y'all, man.
Oh
way.
my
No
god,
way.
bro did not just say
That's not even like a
Son,
little.
Hold
like,
on.
There's a
Poseidon.
bigger
My fault, Chad. My
Pasadena.
fault, man. I had to lock in, man. Let me lock in, man.
Why
Hold
do you
on.
have a berserk
Hold
chat?
on.
You don't read. You don't read.
Hold on, man.
Yeah.
Let me lock in, man. Let me lock,
this man
man.
said Shararios.
Poseidon. Oh my god.
Mm-mm.
To rephrase
All
the
right, all right.
question,
Mm-mm.
if you had to paint out your ideal anime content that you would watch going forward, what would it be?
I'm also a Man United fan. I'm sorry. That was
Get
just
rid of him.
hilarious.
Boo
man.
this man.
In Liverpool, we believe.
Sorry, man. That was just too funny, bro.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do want to talk about your thoughts on Tower of God.
Okay. What about it?
How it could potentially be something that could be talked about just like as your next anime.
Interesting. Okay.
Like something that you would use because there's already so many. There's a fuck ton of chapters. And in my opinion, we're only on. I think we're on season 2, and it's. I mean, the ending of season
so
1
it has
left
some
you with
staying
something
power. What you're
crazy.
saying?
Season 2 is getting even much more intense,
Hello?
Hello.
and I've
hello?
already read it. I don't think I finished it yet, but I've already read it, and it's fucking just. The potential is there. I feel like, so I would want to cover that. I mean,
Yeah,
I think I
have-
put on Twitter a few times using the Flows account, calling one of the characters a fucking bitch. I fucking hate her. Hate is such a strong word. I don't use it lightly, but I hate this bitch so much. I don't
Oh my
like her
God.
at all. The things that she does are just diabolical. She needs to just get
Let it
got.
out. Let it out. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me ask you something real quick. What's the Tower of God fan base hitting for?
I have no idea. I'm ignorant to the fan base because, like, I'm not someone who's keeping up with like, oh, what are people into and this and that. Like, I talk about what I want to talk about because I like it.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
I'm not easily influenced with whatever's giving you motion. It's just if I'm into it, I'm into it. If I'm not, well, y'all can piss off.
Well, then it sounds like no matter what the series is, you got a banger so long as you like it. Then
True.
Yeah, and I just with that because I do also want to just because obviously, unfortunately, we're in a profession that we need those analytics.
Mhm.
You know, obviously, if the fan base is non-existent, then I'll keep it to myself. I'll give it a shout out. Be like, hey, yo, check this anime out. Let me
The base
influence
is
you a
there.
bit.
I'm looking at, quote, the truth about Beam's identity on a channel that is an English translation of a channel who originally uploaded this and got 37K, but the English translation, 100K 6 months ago. And apparently
we
it's a
might
theory
see.
video, so.
okay.
We need.
It looks like
It's
theories do well for Tower of God. Yeah.
Ooh.
One of my friends tried to put me on the Tower of God. Unfortunately they didn't know no better, but they tried to put me on the Tower of God by saying it's the One Piece of Manwha.
That is what they say.
I'm not gonna lie.
Who told you that, River? What?
No,
Who said that? Who said-
People
who
actually
say?
say that. People actually
They
say that.
did.
Yeah, they do.
They said
them.
Bro, okay. Ronin literally just said.
I'm saying my homie told me that. Like that was his way. He was trying to sell me on it because he knows I'm big
All
into
right.
manga, right? I'm sure they say it, bro. You watching this, bro? You say it.
Hold on,
I know you do.
man.
No.
Chad, help me out here, man.
No, because
Nah.
I was just pressing River because this man just loves to agree.
that's not even
gotta check
okay.
you.
Nah, bro
I
said
gotta
you yes
check
manning, bro. That's
Force
crazy.
my ass. Okay,
You gotta
oh my God.
River. You gotta disagree with the next thing someone in here says, bro. Low key, like you just gotta show out.
No, I don't, bro. What the fuck, man? What you
This
mean I
is-
There you
disagree?
go.
a great
There you
time
go.
for
I
another
disagree.
slavery clip.
Yeah.
This is
Good shit,
a
bro.
great time
Good
for
shit.
another slavery
Wait,
Good shit, bro.
wait! I heard that shit. Hold on.
This would be the best time for another slavery clip, by the way. But I won't do it. Dane's not here. I can't do it. I can't do it without my
I'll
boy
do it.
Dane, man. Congrats to
I
Dane,
hate
bro.
all of you. I hate.
Congrats to
I
Dane.
hate-
Yeah, but yeah, just to sum it up, Tower of God. Holy shit! It's.
There's literally a video called "Is Tower of God the One Piece of One Tunes" that came out. Okay,
That's they.
Yeah, bro.
We found they.
That's the day. You
We
found
found they.
That's good shit. That's good
Let's
shit.
go,
That's good shit.
man. I'm so proud of you. To actually get on it though. Complete Tower God season 1 recap in 9 minutes 2 months ago. 100K. Come on. To expand it,
There's something there.
I definitely do think that Manwha. We've seen like a few anime creators like dip their toes into Manwha. And like Manwha analysis or talking about different genres or different tropes in there. Of course, at the top of the snake, fucking Giguk has dropped a couple what's it called, videos on over the past year and whatnot, talking about different series or different trends and whatnot. And they've pulled his numbers. They pulled a 2 mil. They've pulled a sub 1 mil. So I definitely do think that is a venture that like some people probably not transitioning the My Hero audience to Manwha. Well, actually, I can't even say that. I mean, Manwha is just as diverse as manga.
The One Piece audience.
I'll say this. I think there are 3 ways to get people in like any large amount to follow you, right? 3 overarching umbrella terms. So they either talk about something people like already. So your JJKs, your One Piece, whatever, right? Something people are already interested in hearing different opinions about, right? There's be a really good personality or have like an amazing skill. So like Johnny, for example, is someone that exceeds really well in editing, right? And exceeds really well in his storytelling in his videos. He has a skill that almost regardless of the subject matter you're interested in hearing and seeing because of the way he goes about doing it, right? And then there's a third thing, and there's have a format, right? Have a thing that can apply to a bunch of different manga, anime, whatever, universally. So like take for example, right? I have a homie and his shit is just like, he will just like recap shit for people that want to be caught up, for people that don't remember, whatever, right? And it's just a format that he just applies across the board. He'll recap Demon Slayer, he'll recap JJK, he'll recap fucking One Punch Man. The crossover is not very much in those series, right? But because it's a format, people are going to him for a specific type of video, right? They're not going to him for One Piece, for One Punch Man, for JJK. They're going to him for this kind of video. So I honestly feel like if you get a format kind of started up, right? For example, I've been kind of getting into, I've been kind of like following people that they'll do like, it's for Dragon Ball mainly, but they'll like watch Dragon Ball and they'll like break that shit down from a martial arts standpoint, right? And I'm like, damn, that's hard. I fuck with that heavy, right? I'm locked. If they started doing that shit for Naruto, I'm watching that. If they do that for Bleach, for swordsmanship, I'm locked. They do that for JJK, I'm locked. It's an expertise because it's a format, right? It's something that you do that you can plug and play with different shit, right? So I think those are like the personality, trend hopping, like a format, right? A series, if you will. Those are kind of the ways to get it. I honestly think that there's not many things. I think also people tend to overestimate how niche their interests are generally, right? Like, bro, if you fuck with it heavy, chances are there are a lot of people that fuck with it heavy in a kind of similar demographic. It's not going to be the case all the time, right? Maybe you're watching, that time I got reincarnated as a refrigerator 2 times, right? I don't know. It could be a glup shitto, but a lot of the times, if you like it, a lot of people are going to like it, especially if you gauge that, hey, I'm a casual. I don't be searching for the pits of manga. If I'm reading dandadan, chances are a lot of people like dandadan. Maybe I just need a platform to be able to really speak on it. So that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah,
that's
and
fair.
I think even with Manwha, that is one thing that I do think is kind of a untapped niche, because one of my homies, Timmy, shout out to Timmy, he was like thinking about, starting a channel that kind of was more centered around Manwha. And I think like the Manwha side has really been focused on read throughs, because I like researched a little bit because he was like thinking about it. I was like, okay, let me do some research on it. And like the main thing that Manwha has right now is like read throughs, and then you'll have obviously your analysis here and there, but there's not really a lot there. So I think there are definitely wells like that where like, okay, you take the things from AniTube. If someone were to apply, if a bigger AniTuber were to apply like the things from AniTube, take that over to Manwha, that shit will most likely bang, because the well hasn't been tapped into. The read-throughs do numbers, the analysis when they're done do numbers, but really nothing has been too much applied to Manwha. So you can, like Ronin was even taking it back ways at the beginning, like you can really take what you learn, the knowledge you learn, and go apply that to something else, and you're going to be able to reap results if you know what to tap into. You know what I mean? So I think that, for example, speaking on Ichimon's point, that could be a possibility. I don't think it's the most likely possibility, but I think someone out there should do that. Will they do that? I don't know. I mean, this is free game right here. Someone should probably do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if someone does it,
you should write this shit down, bro. Write this shit down.
Maybe you, once you get done watching someone read manga, once you're done with that, maybe you could do that. Oh, he's ducking.
Hey,
he's ducking.
I'm not gonna lie. Hey, hold on. Just to cover that real quick. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro.
So
bro.
There was a time where we discussed about talking about, and if this is
yes, Mise, do it.
River. We discussed about a time to talk about the ending of JJK.
Oh my gosh!
To get me caught up, because I don't read, or I should say I can't read. To get me caught up, this man sends me a YouTuber's playlist.
Ciao Diavolo.
Ciao
Diavolo.
Yep, that's the homie I was talking about, by the way.
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about.
Diavolo's the homie. Few conversations.
So the playlist, he's like, Ichiban, if you're about it, this thing is like 4+ hours long. I was like, holy shit. Even starting from where we left off in the anime, because that's what I'm keeping up with, it's still, he's like, yeah, it's still about 4 hours long, maybe a little shorter because of where you're starting at, blah, blah. And then I go on the playlist and I'm looking at it, and I was like, doing the math. I finished one episode, and then I started doing the math. I'm like, yo, you're fucking lying. This shit is 8+ hours long.
Yeah, he was tricking your ass. I know that shit was 8 hours because I remember Volo talking about editing that shit, bro. When you were saying 4 hours, I was like, that's not true.
The editing,
it was fucking dying, bro.
It was okay. Yeah,
I was talking
to
about.
be fair, when I said 4 hours,
there's a bright side to this. There's a bright side to this.
I don't know.
In the moment, I was just fucking mollywopped with stress, with what I had to put myself through, thinking about, I would never do this shit. What the fuck? But then I thought about, like, I can tell my viewers that I did this for them. I sat down at a computer screen for 8+ hours and just got my brain destroyed with information from JJK. And I was stressing about how it was going to be overwhelming. And then, like, going through the video, I was actually starting to get into that shit. I was like, oh, shit. And then what happened? Oh, shit. I was, like, mind blown left and right. And then I was like, damn, this is actually, like, these are some nice-ass videos. Like, these are some crazy good edits. They're going through the storyline. So, I mean, I get it, River. You like to watch people read. That's cool.
Okay,
it sounds weird as fuck. But
it's
me
cool.
going
it's
through
great.
that, I was like, I felt like I was actually, like, watching the anime or reading the manga itself. I was like, damn, this is fucking, I have the same feelings as if I just finished an episode of JJK or just finished reading like 10+ chapters of a manga.
You don't read 10+ chapters.
I was like, okay, I read Tower of God. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a little different than manga, but
whatever.
And I get it.
Whatever.
Trust me.
I do
And
like
like that's a niche in itself. That like I think that I think especially with like the algorithm, if we can really get into some YouTube nerd shit with it, especially awarding, like just super
the CTR and the AVD. Videos. If you look,
yes, that shit. YouTube will love more Diavolos. There's someone else that does it. I forgot. It was someone else prominent that does it. I'm sure a lot of people do it. I forgot his name though.
Justin's Den with Dragon Ball.
Yes,
I think that's the main one with Dragon Ball. Yeah,
he's six to the Dragon Ball.
Carthu's Dojo is on a couple too, but not to the extent that Justin does.
But it's like
he
an
doesn't
extension.
make it his bread and butter.
Yeah, it's like an extension of the old like anime in minutes that like Sunmo Gaming kind of popularized. Between him and I guess you could say Giga too. But what's it called? Like, and I think that we're gonna see a lot more creators like try their hand at that, especially because to be honest, it's not really tied to a personality. It's not even much tied to like a designated fan base per se. And it's
a service.
Yeah, it's a service and it's applicable to like so many different series. Niche, big, small. And then you can keep coming back. You can reformat it like what we were talking about really earlier. Like you can reformat it and just package up all the arcs together. And here you go. Here's Chainsaw Man Part 1. Here you go. Here's Chainsaw Man.
That shit does well, bro. And
let's talk about that for a second, right? You know, whatever, Volo, pocket watching, whatever. Bro, do you know what 1.3 million views on an 8-hour video does?
That sounds awesome.
I want to know so bad.
I try you 5.6 on a 2.5.
Bro.
With start and stop AVD, like add to
you know how many people?
Yeah,
you know how many people clicked on that and fell asleep and then rewatched it because they fell asleep on parts.
I literally know people that do that.
Well,
I do that shit with video essays, bro.
Yeah.
I clicked on I clicked on a 12-hour video essay about fucking Oblivion, bro. I didn't play that shit. I just wanted to hear somebody talk about some shit, bro. I was interested. Fell asleep on that. Damn, I gotta replay something. I have to replay it because I didn't hear it all. Mm-hmm. I just watched a motherfucking 12-hour video twice, bro. He might be able to buy a car off me alone. Bro, like I just paid off his student loans, bro.
That's real tough. And YouTube loves that shit. That's crazy to say. YouTube loves that shit. They will push it to the fucking max. And the fact that there's not more people, like as soon as Elusive Samurai, people realized that like it was good. Let me get this Elusive Samurai summary up. It's been coming out in manga for 3 years.
Yeah.
People want to know what the next arc is. That's the next Diavolo video, nigga. The next whatever arc is after wherever the anime is gonna stop, that's the next Diavolo video. Other niggas need to be on that shit. That's the type of shit that like if you're sitting at home like, damn, what am I gonna do? Gege just fucked up everything, bro. This bullshit ass nigga made a ass ending, and he ended the manga in general. Man, I don't got my bread and butter no more, nigga. Your bread and butter should be just recapping everything. Recap Tower of God, recap Boruto, recap Elusive Samurai, recap My Dear, recap all that shit. What's that shit called that TK was fucking watching? Tried to have us watching the Deer comedy that was airing last season.
So shit like that.
Bullshit.
And bro, there's a little meta too, because here's the thing, right? Volo put out that 8-hour video, but the series wasn't over when he did that. All the Shinjuku Showdown, right? He can now add that full Shinjuku Showdown video. Now he's putting out the complete story of JJK 12 hours.
5 mil.
12 hours. Couple mil.
Bro, literally, I think Justin has literally done this. I'm literally curious to see like what that has done real quick. Hold on, because I'm pretty sure he did that. Because he did. Well, nah, maybe not. I feel like he did it twice. No, maybe not. Because I feel like he did the entire Super so far.
I talked to him back when he was doing Revengers.
Oh,
and
Volo?
I know, yes, and I know that he was like racking it in off of that and like on his grind for that shit.
Yeah,
And
maybe he's done that.
it once you can get over, or once, and also like it's the meta, not only for like that and for money, for algorithm purposes, but also because like he could fucking hate these series. He could hate these series.
Matter.
He could love these series. You'll never fucking know. Well, I won't say never. He interjects.
Oh no, he do. He put some opinions in there. He do.
Yeah, but he be having his opinion on there. But like, he's not building the content off of, damn, I got to be up for this. Like, yeah, I'm sure he has to. He definitely has to be up to talk for fucking 4 hours. He has to be up to talk for 8 hours. But if we're talking about like where to take your content next to where it's not as wishy-washy, it's not as dependent on a sole entity, it's not even as dependent as what your mood for the day is, nigga, make them reviews, bro. Make them recaps.
There's plenty of different ways to go with it, right? There's plenty of different ways to go with it because
it's endless.
You can go, yeah. You and I'm gonna be real, right? And this is gonna sound crazy, right? Niggas need to stop being so serious about some of this shit, bro. Like, y'all gotta. It's gonna sound goofy. Y'all just gotta be a little whimsical, man. Like, just do shit because it's fun. Like, bro. Let me
go up.
Let me. Here's an idea, right? Here's something I've been streaming, right? So I've been doing this thing where, like, I call them like build a blank streams. I started off with JJK, build a sorcerer, right? So all I would do is I would take a bunch of things, a curse technique, cursed energy, blah blah blah, domain, whatever. Put them on a randomizer wheel. Start stream up. People come in. They're volunteering. They're on the Google Doc. I roll that shit. And it's just every stream, bro. I be there for like 5-6 hours. It's just like you just like, I think, and it's like, bro, it's just a faux RPG. It's just fun. It's just like bro, there's no. I think people get stuck in like the point or the purpose of making these videos a lot, and there can be like an artistic purpose or whatever. That's not really the issue, but like, bro, you're trying to have fun and be entertaining, right? Once again, chances are, if you think it's interesting, a lot of people will think it's interesting. To half the anime community, right? Power scaling is the dumbest thing on the planet. Who gives a fuck, bro? I compared Homelander and Jujutsu Kaisen characters, and 800,000 people said, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
It's not. It's just like, I'm not saying put out bullshit, but I'm saying like being true to your interests. It's not just some believe in yourself and it'll work shit. I'm not really saying that. I'm saying like, don't discard fun ideas because you're worried about them like being a little too weird or out there, right? Like, to a lot of people, a lot of shit is weird, goofy, dumb, whatever. Some people will look at analyzing a series as like, bro, it's not that deep. To you, I'm gonna get back to talking for 30 minutes about Denji. Fuck you. Like, I'm gonna get in my bag and I'm gonna handle that, bro. You do you. I'm fine with that. Yeah. But people have this like weird, and it's this obsession with being cool. You know, have an aura, whatever. You want to come off like whatever, right? I'm like, bro, if you don't make that damn goofy ass video that you think is hilarious, and that probably a lot of people will too, someone will eventually, right? Like, I don't know. I think people sometimes take themselves too seriously when it's not. It doesn't have to be, right? You don't have to do that. No one asked you to be like this stoic whatever, right?
Because you build the image, like you build the creator that you think that other people want to see. You make the content that you think other people want to see, and even if you don't think that other people want to see, someone's gonna want to see it. Like right now, Ichiban just lost again. He needs a palate cleanser.
I got it. Nope.
Those cat videos, they're made for him. They're made to cheer him up right now. Because he's looking for a pick-me-up. He's looking for not a put-me-down. He's not looking for nothing serious. He just wants to feel better about the fact that he will never win another Call of Duty match ever again.
He's definitely playing Apex, by the way. But...
Oh, Apex. Oh, yeah, you're definitely not winning. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, bro said,
Ranked?
"Oh yeah, you're cooked."
Ranked? Ranked?
How the
Ranked?
fuck are you
Ranked?
motivating other
Ranked?
people while demoralizing me at the same time?
Ranked?
Makes no
Ranked?
sense.
Ranked?
No, I'm playing Destiny 2, dickhead.
Oh.
Like, bro, Yado, you make a good point, right? If you ask a random person, yo, bro, you down to watch this 8-hour video on Skyrim, gang? They're gonna look at you and potentially backhand you because of what the bullshit you just said, right? But I promise you, somebody's making bank, bro. I promise you, someone not only fucking loved Skyrim or hated it, gotta get it off their chest. They talked about it, and people like me are like, shit, bro. More, please. I'm interested in the next one, bro. There's this creator called Duke of Wales, bro.
I know exactly
smaller
what you're
YouTuber.
talking about. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah. Bro made a fucking video, a narrative investigation of Gollum.
Yep. Yep.
You know how, like,
the worst game ever.
a narrative investigation of Gollum?
Oh my
Yeah, you can make anything, bro. He has 35K subscribers, 168K, or 186K on it, bro.
His views are crazy, bro. 947 on the Scrolls v Sky, bro. What?
And to be fair, there's still like an art to this. Like,
there is. I'm
no
not saying there's
mistaking-
not.
Yeah, there's no mistaking that. Like, he went for Oblivion and Skyrim, two games from a studio in Bethesda who has loads of dick suckers. Depending on when he released them, it might have been around the time of their next game, that being Starfield and whatnot. But even still, nigga, Skyrim is a 10-year-old game that has been re-released like 5 different times. You would think that niggas have made the content. You would think that the well is dry. Fuck no. Make the video. Post the video.
One's you. No one has your thoughts, your worldview. Like, don't get me wrong, niggas can be boring, but that's a skill. Being entertaining is a skill, right? Formatting your thoughts interestingly is a skill. It's not something. It's something you get better at, right? Some people may have a natural inclination for it, but bro, I promise you, you go back to my first video ever and you listen to my most recent video, you're gonna be like, because it's a skill. You hone it, right? And like you said, there's a strategy to go from Bethesda games to Firewatch, a game that I know he had to. One, he probably fucked with it heavy, right? Obviously, but two, Firewatch is one of those like cult classic games. It's like not mainstream, but it's like it's underground, but it's like everybody that plays it fucks with it. They want people to get on it, right? It's one of those.
It's like Journey type, but a little bit bigger.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good comparison.
Yeah.
Goes to Assassin's Creed, cool, whatever. Like, there is a luck chance factor to it, right? But you can prime things in your favor to give you a better chance of success, right?
Definitely.
There is 100%. Like, when I say it's goofy, when I say it's whatever, the narrative investigation of Gollum video, excellent. That was a good video. I'm not saying it's any worse. I'm saying the idea to a lot of people is goofy. Like, why are you spending 2 hours talking about a Gollum video game? To a lot of people, that's a silly concept.
Probably the worst game of the year, by the way.
Bro. And he approached it with the seriousness of any art analysis and critique. And as the viewer, you kind of hear that and you meet it with an equal, tell me more, right? Like, that's how it is. People, you're not the only person on the planet, bro, that likes long videos, that likes short videos about whatever, funny videos, whatever, right? Hundreds of thousands, millions of people like the same shit, bro. Figure out how you can present yourself to them in an interesting way, and that how once they click on, you can show yourself and show your personality, your thoughts in a way that makes them want to stay there.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
I think it's just. Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, that's it.
No, I was even gonna say, like, earlier you said like boring, you know, like getting better is a skill, but even low key, like being boring can be a skill too, because like if motherfuckers is trying to, you know, lay down, listen to this 8-hour fucking Skyrim video, or whatever, and fall asleep and just listen to something interesting and fall asleep, bro. Come on, bro. Like, boring is a skill too. Like, it don't matter what you got, what's your niche, exactly. And I think
people name videos to fall asleep to, gang. Like, bro, what? Like, yeah, people want to see anything. They like, yeah.
I'm literally waiting for Ichiban's 1,000 Reasons I Hate Rachel vids drop, man. Like 3-hour banger, bro. Come on, bro. Like, where is it at, bro? Like,
genuinely, that's some shit that like literally like people just throw shit like what's that video? The entire history of the universe. That's a video that nigga just bullshitted, and it's like one of the biggest videos on the platform. Like niggas bullshitted it. It's like what's the kind of editing that, you know, would kind of be all right, but really I'm just rambling about random facts that I've accumulated. Put it out, you just got luck of the cards. It finds the right audience, like, and that's it. And that's genuinely with like a Rachel video too.
It's just gonna be me saying over and over that she's a evil bitch.
I'm sure if you can find 1,000 reasons why she's, you know,
low key, bro. That's kind of a goated format. Yeah, that, high key. 1,000 reasons I hate or love blank. That's hard.
Game is game.
Because people don't want to. Who's in the right mind is gonna come up with 1,000 reasons for anything? You just gate kept like half of your competitors, bro. Like,
I told my former employers a very long time ago when they were having an external crisis on where to take their channel, how to build an identity, because they felt lost in like the YouTube shit, despite their success. YouTube and content creation, at the end of the day, no matter what, the main draw, the only thing that makes all this shit make sense in terms of like what people want to see is passionate people speaking passionately about the things that they're passionate about. Even if it's just the veil of that, even if it's just the like the perception of someone speaking passionately or someone feeling passionate about something, that I mean, like, we can talk about the algorithm, we could talk about luck, we could talk about titles, thumbnails, CTR, I was gonna say click-through rate, which is just CTR. We can talk about all that bullshit. So then it comes down to being passionate.
So then how about River? Let's talk about the next a new idea about a passionate video that we have passionate feelings about. Let's talk about how passionate we are about cardiac. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Right. There's so much. There's gonna be so much passion there.
Where's the mute button?
About cardiac in this.
You know what? Actually,
no, but this is good. Let me listen to this one while I sleep, bro. Let me absorb this one via osmosis.
Why we love cardiac? 10-hour banger. 10-hour banger, bro.
I'm trying to unmute him, but I'm trying. He can do it though. He can do it on his end. I don't know.
He can unmute himself.
It's a 10-hour video on why I'm so passionate about a cardiac. All right, let's do that.
Please stop. But genuinely too, like, it just be happening. My guilty pleasure recently, I found this guy. Pause. Jesus. I found this creator. Dylan is in trouble. He's been watching like bad Netflix movies for years. I'm talking about like Bridgerton. I'm talking about To All the Boys I Loved Before, I Loved Before, or whatever. I'm talking about the Kissing Booth movies, Tall Girl. That's his bag, right?
There's no way.
Yeah. But no.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Not only have I been watching him, I started watching his second channel. And while I was driving to my lunch date today, I was listening to him talking about and recapping the latest season of Too Hot to Handle for 40 minutes. I haven't watched a reality TV show in over a decade. I listened to this 6-foot white man in his room talk in my ear about the plot points of Too Hot to Handle. I make video essays. I live in Third Ward, Texas. I love basketball and anime. I listened to a grown man for 40 minutes talk about two. I don't think y'all are understanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm
This
hearing
shit
it, bro.
doesn't make sense.
What I'm hearing is I got
Just
a new
make
channel.
the video.
What I'm hearing is I got a new channel, bro.
Yeah, like literally. Like,
Appreciate you.
like,
Here's the
bro,
thing, right? Take some shit we take for granted, right? Think about like gaming content, bro. If you think about that and go back in the past a little bit, your parents say, "Bro, you're watching somebody play a video game." Yeah.
Yes.
And
the Rad Brad makes millions. Like, I don't.
Oh yeah, bro. Fuck. Like there's bro. I watched an Alex Bale video make SpongeBob theories, or used to, right? This shit is a 4-hour compilation of SpongeBob theories.
It's like new too, like 5 days ago, right? That one?
I was tapped in. Yeah. I was tapped in.
I ain't gonna lie,
Needed that, bro.
Too.
And after this, after I finish that, I'm about to watch The Cabbage Theory. Like, come on, bro. We gotta. There's an art to it. I'm not disrespecting it, but I'm saying we gotta be serious, bro.
I'm on it.
We gotta be serious about being unserious.
We gotta be serious about being unserious. That exactly that, bro. It's y'all. You're not. I promise you, bro. People are interested in so many different things.
So many.
Like, and here's the thing too. Sometimes you can introduce somebody to something that they're interested in. Because if you gave me a billion guesses, not one of them would be, you know what, I want to watch the Avatar Cabbage Man theory video. But now that it's presented in front of me, I'm curious.
Oh, no cap. I'm
curious.
About to
the
say
Mrs. Puff theory, 20 million views.
That's in the front of my interests.
And listen, I'm just saying, bro, I'm like, you've now shown me what I want to see. I don't know. It's not to say every weird idea you have is going to be a banger.
Yeah, no, some of that shit, like, keep it in your fucking head. No cap. I know we saying all this.
If you're weird, capital W, like the cops kind of look at you like the FBI got you on a list. We're talking different. We're talking different weirds. I just want to make that clear. I'm more talking like the train enthusiasts, like, you know, talk for 17 hours about your niche internet hobby, right?
8-hour Wizards of Waverly Place video, you know, that. Come on.
I'm adding that to the watch list, bro.
Come on.
8 hours? Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat on that one.
He's doing Wizards of Waverly Place. He did Kicking It. He did Labrat Elite Force.
Kicking It. Hold on, wait a minute, bro. I'm gonna need that one expeditiously.
But it's out there, man. The content's out there. We say all this to say JJK's over. And that's a good thing. Because anyone who ever thought that their channel relied on that shit, your channel's just getting started. Your career's just getting started. Take it from a nigga who hasn't made a single set on YouTube. Yeah. And a nigga who's made a lot of sense on YouTube or wherever Ronin is going to be in the edited version of
type shit. But yeah, I mean, yeah, man, I really think that for a lot of people, if y'all come across this, like you're going to be all right if you're willing to put the same work into to change up the niche as you did to get into that niche in the first place.
Mm-hmm. No, literally.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I misled everyone. I apologize. One video is 5.5 hours. The other one is 4 hours. Linking now. Because this shit is gas. And I watched all 9 hours of it.
And you going to go ahead and need that.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, this is crazy. So,
unless anybody got any other fantasies they want to get off.
Yeah, I think just to end off, I think we can all agree that we probably, Carly, I don't think that link's gonna work. You're gonna have to send it like in a different format. But just to say, I think we all probably likely had more fun than if we talked about the JJK ending anyway. So I think we can kind of sit here and say that this was a success. And also,
still fucking running.
Yeah, man. I think basically exactly what Cardiac was saying. What it comes down to is literally, but basically what we've said. You know, put in the work. to pivot, whatever the fuck you want to do. Someone's out there to watch it. As long as you're not capital W weird. And yeah, man, it's yeah, just content is content, man. There's content to be made if you know where to make it. So make that shit. Is basically the word of the day, you know. And don't be too bogged down. I don't know why this turned into a motivational thing. It wasn't even meant to be, but I'm here for it.
That's his
Hey,
future, or his
you know, some
window.
people be needing this sometimes. Like, what's it called? Shout out to Mize. Who else was in here earlier? I think that was Yato.
Yeah,
Yato
bro.
plays.
Yeah, Yato.
They was talking about you know, just sometimes needing to motivate, especially in like a field where like, you know, whether or not you upload tomorrow or next week or next month is completely up to you and whatever time you have and whatever responsibilities you have. Sometimes you need reassurance that like, hey, your livelihood, as much as you may think it is, as much as someone may say it is not dependent on a Japanese cartoon. It's not dependent on a weekly comic book. It's not dependent on that. It's dependent on your own creativity. It's dependent on your own talent. And you decide like what you put into that. Niggas be needing that. So just know.
100%. Shit, I know I do.
Never stop
I be needing that shit sometimes. I need to be hearing that somebody. So I know other people got to be needing it too. But yeah, fun conversation.
Yeah,
For sure.
but
We appreciate you.
Ichiban really cooked this pod, man. Ichiban, this is your pod, man. I like this out of you, man.
Look, he's not even taking it. He's not even... Or maybe he's saying everybody cooking.
Nah, I
Nice.
don't take unnecessary glaze. I'm sorry.
No, man.
Only
With all that
deserves,
being
I
said, we on Twitch. Make sure to follow the Twitch if you're in here, or if you're coming from YouTube, do all that because we like about to hit 50. We've been trying to hit 50 followers for a while now, but you know, Twitch is Twitch, man. We prioritize YouTube, but we trying to make moves on Twitch too. And yeah, man. Make sure to like, subscribe to the vid, man. Make sure to check out Ronin's channel if you have not. Makes great content over there. It may not be the YouTube nerd shit we just talked about, but hey, if you like this shit, like we've said, you gonna like the anime and manga shit, man. So go tap in, man. Go tap in. With all of that over there, man. Some good shit. Good shit.
I appreciate y'all having me, man.
For sure.
Oh, thank you for coming on. We know, behind the scenes, we know it's been some bullshit. So thank you.
It was a little
Thank
bit.
you for making it.
And yeah, if you're still here, man, Patreon, tap into that, tap into the Discord, all of that, man. Chop it up with us. And yeah, man, I think that's really all we got to say, man. Anyone else got anything? Ichiban, any final words of wisdom?
Dude, I know like I was on my game almost the entire time, but to go back on what everything everybody said. I had no sound playing through my TV, and I was able to play through everything that I was playing through. By the way, I beat the mission. Thank you, me. Thank you.
Nice, man.
You were playing offline?
Yeah, I was playing the story mode.
You lost that many times? You know what?
I'm playing it on the hardest option you can play it on, and I'm playing. You're supposed to be playing this with like other people to beat the mission, like 3 or 4 other people. I'm doing this shit fucking on my own. That's why I kept fucking dying over and over.
That's fair.
Anyways.
So you was tryharding it.
Y'all in my ear talking, like giving tips, tricks, and just talking about how anything and everything is possible. Your next big thing could come
that's
from
the way to say that,
the
man.
one thing that is ending for you now, and whatever, bread and butter, all that.
Giving tips
like,
and doing tricks. I'm a grown ass man. Continue, man.
You sick bastard.
Giving tips and doing
All right,
tricks.
I was enjoying just the fucking the talk. Nonetheless, like it was like this to me was like those 8-hour videos that y'all were talking about. I was just like, yo, this is some good shit.
So subscribe.
This
That's
is
the
shit.
bottom
I was
line.
like,
Subscribe
damn.
for 8-hour pods, man. Subscribe for 8 hours.
Tight.
Should we start making compilation pods, man?
Really
crazy
start
trade-off.
podding, bro. Like really get the mics out. I'm
How about this?
saying.
A real shift for real.
So Ronin, you coming on the 8-hour pod, man?
No. Y'all got me for that one, bro. It's funny you say that. I'm gonna say this right now. It'd be lighter than some other streams I've done, bro. I've streamed for 8. Shit, bro. If there's shifts, maybe y'all got me, bro. I might have to like clock out a few times, but you know,
you passing up Kyle with that stream.
Yeah, bro. Gotta show out.
If we don't, we're quitting. So
I'll help out. Bro, I heard. So speaking of that, we're yapping at this point. I don't even know if we should end the pod or not. But I heard. So apparently, FaZe is gonna make like a FaZe channel where they're gonna stream all the time, and people are gonna do it in shifts. That's crazy. That's a crazy idea. So I don't know. Let's maybe pick it up.
I don't like.
I know that shit about to be some bullshit, but
yeah, like never go off live.
I'd rather them run reruns. The fuck.
They may do
all
that,
the time, bro.
This is it's constantly on.
Over under 1 week before some absolute like ridiculously damn near banning shit happens. Bro.
Do they have a house even? Do they have a house? Like,
they do.
I know they were getting like double evicted.
I don't think they did get another one. No.
Didn't they restructure their entire fucking ordeal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what's led to. And to be honest, it's working. You know, streaming wise, it's working.
Anyways, man, so the flow may be doing that soon as well. Ladies and gentlemen, be ready, man, for the content hub, man.
Promises, man.
You know, actually,
meant to be broken.
This is good. But yeah, man, we out, man. We love you guys, man. Flow out.
Start thinking about DreamCon. What we can do.
Peace. DreamCon.
Peace.